Hey guys, you've made your way over to Coach Lethal Leah's hand wrapping tutorial. I've got our Coach Josh here to help me out with it.
Hey guys.
If you're watching this video, the chance is that you're probably new to kickboxing, boxing, and new to the Peak family. So I wanted to start out by thanking you for joining us here, trusting your goals with us, and staying consistent to sweating it out on the mat. So a hand wrapping tutorial, first thing we want to do is go over the main purposes of hand wrapping. The three things you want to get out of wrapping your hands is supporting your wrist, protecting your knuckles, and then really just soaking up all the extra sweat inside your gloves. These bad boys can be popped inside of a pillowcase and tied off with a rubber band, put in your washer and dryer and kept fresh. Can't do that with your gloves. So by investing $10 in these bad boys, you can keep your gloves fresher a lot longer. All right? So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up Josh's hands here. I'm gonna start by taking the loop at the end of my hand wrap and I'm gonna put it onto his thumb, okay? The first thing I want to do is go over the back of his hand, not on his palm, but over the back. And our first purpose of a hand wrap, as we went over, is wrist support. So I'm going to wrap my wrap around his wrist somewhere between 4 and 6 times. From here, the golden rule is everything comes from behind the thumb bone. So from behind the thumb bone, I'm going to go to the outside of his pinky. Now our second purpose of a hand wrap was some knuckle protection. So here I'm going to do 2 to 3 wraps around his knuckles for some nice cushioning. Just the front 4 knuckles where you're landing those punches. From there I'm going to come back under our thumb bone and I want to loop in between each finger. So I'm giving each knuckle some individual love, starting with my pinky and 4th finger and then working my way all the way up to 1st and 3rd finger, always coming from under that thumb bone, okay? So last step from under that thumb bone, I'm gonna wanna go back up to the outside of his pinky and I'm just gonna wrap off those front 4 knuckles one more time. This is gonna help hold everything in place and get that last little bit of padding. From here, with whatever you have left, it's really your choice. There's not one right way to wrap your hands. The only wrong way is if it comes undone or cuts off the circulation to your hand. So I'm giving them a little bit more wrist support, some knuckles, and when I get to the end, I'm just gonna go ahead and Velcro it off and bam, Peak hand wrap. Ready to kick some butt, okay? So let's just do a quick review for you because if you're coming in here consistently, which we like to say is at least 4 times a week, you're gonna get pretty fast at this. So let's see how we do. Over the thumb, back of hand, around the wrist, remember that's 4 to 6 times depending on what kind of support you like. Under the thumb bone to the outside of the pinky, wrapping off those knuckles for protection where you're landing those punches. And then I'm going to loop in between every single finger. Under thumb bone, in between finger, coming back up and around to wrap off his knuckles for a little bit more protection. And then as I approach the end, whatever I prefer. Some people like more knuckle protection. Some people want more wrist support. To each their own. At the end, just Velcro it shut. Get in your fighter stance. Pop on those gloves. You're ready to throw some punches. Thanks for listening, guys. If you have any more questions or you need some one-on-one help, you know we're always here.